Shay will cut this part out.
So you just roll.
Give me my contact! Push it right up your arse!
Shay cut this part. We're just moving the camera.
I'm sorry.
What is it? We're doing the funniest story that we can remember about Grandad?
Just a little bit. Right there. Okay, stop.
We were in Germany one time. Okay, so we're at the World Cup in Germany. We're renting these bikes to go along this like German countryside, right? But Dad, I don't know whether he'd read the map wrong or but he did something wrong. Anyways, like a 10-minute little bike ride ended up to be almost 10 hours. I was like, my inside of my legs were red. Like, I swear to God, my blue balls, my testicles were the size of pineapples by the end of the day.
They'll have it, it's guaranteed.
I remember the time when Grandad knocked himself out at the storage when he worked there. But Doug, you can tell that story.
You remember those old lights that went from floor to ceiling? And then there were 3 lights that hung on chains? Johnny jumped up in the big garbage bin, swung up behind him, and like a big mace, it swung around and hit him in the back of the head and knocked him into the garbage bin.
And Mom was like, where the hell have you been? And he's like, I don't know, I swung this thing and it hit him in the head and that's all he remembered.
Didn't he get hit on a crosswalk?
He was more worried about the old guy who hit him, and he ended up dying, the old guy.
Why are we laughing about
I
that?
don't know. When Grandad broke his arm. Okay, but remember the time in in Saskatoon, when he was going across the big bridge on his bike, and the jacket hit him and took him over the handlebars, and Grandad nearly went over the Saskatoon bridge?
I know, I remember the story, but I don't remember.
He nearly killed himself.
Yeah.
Grandad's always getting hurt.
We were walking up to the park, the church, and the bar fell on him. When it turned out he broke his arm.
Injures himself quite a lot. The back of our yard has a very steep hill, and it's filled with prickle bushes. And Grandad decides every year to cut back the weeds. And every year I tell him, Grandad, tie yourself up, because you're gonna fall down the bank. And every year, he falls down the bank. Last year he did listen. He went to tie himself up. However, he forgot to actually make a loop. He just threw the rope. So he still fell down the bank.
Garrick, Dagan, me, Nanny, and Grandad, and Hogan, we were walking along the sidewalk, and Grandad was walking with Hogan, and Hogan ended up seeing a cat across the street. Well, as much as Grandad tried to beg and plead with him, Hogan kind of ignored it and totally chased the cat across the street, and Grandad kind of followed him, and that was the first time I ever witnessed concrete skiing. I mean, most of those stories are just Grandad getting injured, but they are quite funny.
So Dagan, Declan, and I were all sitting in the kitchen with Shay and Kieran. Grandad decided to cook us a grilled cheese sandwich. While he was cooking the sandwich, we distracted him, and we were having a conversation, but distracted him enough to start a fire on the stove. Nanny walked in right at that time, and she flipped out at Grandad.
Grandad once made me a grilled cheese using grape oil. That's probably the reason why I had the shits for a week then, Grandad.
I don't know, we grew up in a cool place, man. We were lucky. We were like living in England, and we had some pretty blessed places to grow up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
England, between England and Ireland and Wales.
You'll be downstairs and Nanny's doing some work in the kitchen, and then she's like, oh, Don, can you go grab the broom? By this point, we all kind of know in our lives that Nanny means, hey, can you sweep the floor for me? Not hand me the feckin' broom. So what does he do? Hands her the broom and proceeds to get a pretty good walloping from Nanny.
Nanny and him had gone out to a darts tournament in Tawasin. Nanny comes in and says, can you help me? Don's had too much to drink. Can you help me get him in the house? So I literally had to get him out of the car, drag him up the stairs, get him plopped on the bed. Betty got him undressed and tucked in. Ooh, she's after me, buddy.
happy 80th birthday.
Happy birthday! Am I the only one saying it? Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Well, that is all of our time today. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
We're gonna do a classic Grandad goodbye. Bye, love
Goodbye.
you. Be careful.
You be
love
bloody
you.
careful
We
watching
love
this
you.
video.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye, bye. Love you.
Birthday!